Shalom, shalom. I want to say all praises be to Abanawa Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. Akim out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and proclaiming the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his wicked empire. So the title of this video is going to be Times of Division. You understand? Because we live in the times of division across all levels. You understand? Racial divisions, class divisions, familial divisions. You understand? Division amongst the nations, divisions among the kingdoms, divisions within different nationalities, man. Divisions within nations, so on and so forth. You understand? Divisions amongst the righteous versus the unrighteous of Israel. So this is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. And he called unto them, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? Can. Because right now Satan is divided. The nation of Esau, Edom is divided. You have the Russians against NATO and the EU, which is headed by America. So the nation of Esau, Edom is greatly divided. And within, even within NATO and the EU, is greatly divided. And that's why the prophecies even say in the book of Daniel, some weak and some strong. You have all type of political and country divisions within the conglomerate, within the beast, NATO and the EU. You understand? Divisions within the whole, which is the head of NATO, America, man. All type of divisions within the nation of America. And right now you see a boy, DJ Trump, getting arrested, which is what? Bringing forth more and more political division in this country, man, in America. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but at an end can. So there you have it, man. So first and foremost, Esau Edom, the nationality itself is divided. You understand? You have Russians versus the Americans. You understand? The English, the Germans, the Turkish, so on and so forth is divided amongst each other. And then within that, you have divisions within these different countries, man. You have political divisions, class divisions. Hey, right now in France, there's all type of uproars and anarchy over there, man. Because what? The French president, he mandated what? The retirement age went up. So there's all type of riots and anarchy going on over there in Paris and in France, which is beautiful. You understand? And if house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but had an end, can. So this so-called white man, Esau Edom, he had an end. Because he's rising up against himself on every level. You understand? On every level, we see kinks in Esau Edom's power structure and dominion over the earth. You understand? That's why Revelation 12 and 12 come into pass, where the elites, even division amongst the elites, about how to bring in this new world order, how to implement the RFID chip. You understand? So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And so these devils, man, know they have but a short time. These different Edomite nations, these different Edomite kingdoms, know they have a short time. So they all jockeying for their rulership. Russia against America, the British, the French, so on and so forth. All of them jockeying to be good, man, to be on top. You understand? But that's gonna all come to naught because of the great divisions amongst themselves, man. Because of the great divisions amongst these different countries and nations. And it's a beautiful thing to see, man. So that Mark, the 3rd chapter, specifically dealing with Esau, Edom, the physical counterpart of Satan upon the earth, being divided amongst each other. So that's one division. Divisions amongst the Edomites, which are the modern day Egyptians. So let me get one more precept on that. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and if shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So you have the Russians versus the American Edomites versus NATO and the EU. And then within these different places, you have political and class divisions, city divisions. And so here in America, you have the Republicans coming up against the Democrats, especially with this thing going on with Trump getting arrested. That's creating more and more divisions, and is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. Esau, Edom's unity dissipate. It's a beautiful thing to see. This is the book of Joel. That's division amongst the kingdom and the nation and the people of Esau, Edom, the countries of Esau, Edom. And you have divisions amongst the Gentiles coming up against Esau, Edom. This is the book of Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Come. So the Gentiles, the heathens, preparing for war against each other. Divisions against these nations, and there's going to be alliances along the division of NATO and the EU versus Russia, man. You understand? But at the end of the day, even within those alliances, each nation is striving for their own interests, man. So like right now, we see China linking up with Russia, but really, China have their own interests and Russia have their own interests. And at the end of the day, they want to come out on top. But for right now, like the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the mighty ones to come down are what? Those angels who's going to come and wreak havoc upon you heathens. When World War III pop off, when a nuclear exchange start popping off. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. So you're going to have those nations gathering in the Levant, the Middle Eastern region, man. You understand? Hey, and we just see Saudi Arabia, which was one of America's great allies, turning against America. So you have divisions on all type of levels, man, within these different nations: Esau, Edom, Ishmael, Moab, so on and so forth. There's all type of Matthew 24. This is book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So there's all type of rumors of wars, proxy wars, economic wars, so on and so forth, man. You have the BRICS nations coming together versus Babylon set up, man. Hey, so you have all type of rifts and divisions, man. And that's what we in a time of, man. We're in times of rifts and divisions and betrayal, so on and so forth. You understand? And it's a beautiful thing to see. The different geopolitical moves and every man for themselves, man, so to say. If you're not with me, you're against me. That's the mentality that's going to be upon these nations. Straight tribalism, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. Great divisions amongst the nations. And really, that's how it's supposed to be, because the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai divided the nations. You know what I mean? So every nations have their own setup, their own power structure, so on and so forth. And it's going to go back to that. And it's a beautiful thing to see. But there's also going to be divisions amongst the nation of Israel, same way. Amongst the righteous, amongst the the righteous and the unrighteous. Amongst the sheep and the sheep versus the goats. You understand? This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So within the household, man, you know what I mean? Amongst the nation of Israel, you're going to have the believers and the unbelievers, man. So certain brothers, they might have a brother in the truth, but they have other brothers or cousins or father or mother that's unbelievers, man. That's how it's going to happen. You're gonna, in the one house, you're going to have 2 believers, 3 unbelievers, so on and so forth. You understand? And what's that's going to create? Contention. That's going to create what? Betrayals. Backstabbing. You know what I mean? So on and so forth, as things get more and more down to the wire. This is the book of John, chapter 16, verse 1. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. So we shouldn't be offended by these things. Like, yo, your favorite brother, your favorite uncle, your mama, your dads, your grandma, your grandpa, hey, they might not make it, man. You know what I mean? Hey, they might be the ones to betray you. It's a reality. Hey, Yahushua had 2 brothers that were unbelievers. He had 2 brothers that were believers and 2 brothers that were unbelievers. They shall put you out of synagogues. Yea, the time coming that whosoever killeth you would think that he do it the Most High service. So, hey, the time of great division is coming upon the earth, man. Great division upon all levels, man. You know what I mean? It's going either you're going to be with this truth or against this truth. And this truth is going to be magnified. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to be magnified and overcome all of these other false doctrines, false philosophies. You know what I mean? And the second death, man. All the physical and spiritual obstacles, this truth, the power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to overcome all of that, man. You understand? But you people in the world can't believe it. You jakes, you heathens, you can't see it because it was not given unto you. It was not given unto you to see it until it's too late. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 9. Who had ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. The elect versus the non-elect. You understand? Amongst the nation of Israel. So yeah, being an Israelite, you're chosen, but that doesn't mean you are the elect. Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. And David said, Let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. That's a 2/3. Because of what? Hosea, the 4th chapter, specifically Hosea 4 and 6. You turn away your ears, you turn away from following the law, such the commandments, the righteous way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hey, your whole life ultimately is going to end up in a snare, man. Going to end up in destruction. That's why you were rejected. Because you refused to hearken unto the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You refuse to repent, so on and so forth. So that's why the 2/3 are the 2/3. So that's that division amongst the children of Israel. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 19. John chapter 10, verse 19. There was a division, therefore again among the Jews for these sayings. So because of Yahushua, there was a division amongst the Jews, man. So Yahushua is that ultimate divider, man. He's dividing the heathens You know what I mean? Making them come up on one against another, making Esau, Edom, the different nations, countries within Esau, Edom come up against each other. You know what I mean? And he's causing divisions amongst the nation of Israel, the righteous versus the unrighteous. And this is what Yahushua came to do, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you think the elites, come up where they have the order out of chaos, order out of chaos? Hey, Yahushua is the founder out of that, man. You know what I mean? Through all this chaos, Yahushua is going to create order, man. Through all this division, Yahushua is going to create order with the elect, with his elect on top, man. You understand? So that's the times that we're living in. Great divisions are expected to intensify, man. Every man for himself, man. Every tribe for themselves. Every peoples for themselves. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. The elect for themselves. The 2/3 for themselves, man. The East Edomites for themselves. The Moabites for themselves. And division within those nations. So on and so forth. Those countries. So on and so forth. You understand? All we have is this word. All we have is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So with that, I want to say all praises be to Abanawa Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Hashem Harakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the elect.